13 days ago, 2 phones rang and a match was accepted.
Cê é foda, hein? Hã? Chama ou não chama? Não, beleza, fechou. Let's go. Porra, como que não vai ficar feliz, velho, com a notícia dessa?
The 2 fighters faced off at 10 a.m. last night during International Fight Week. It's not just about getting into the cage and fighting. Before the match, Jiri Prochazka told Alex Pereira that he was bewitched by shamans. Prochazka meditated in a room for 3 days.
Eu acho que a gente, todo mundo, né, tem um espírito. Eu acho que a gente não vive só de corpo, né? Eu acho que talvez ele não tenha encontrado o dele, né? Como eu falei ontem, eu não tenho culpa.
Sorry, this is not the question about like who I believe, if I am self-confident or not. I am 100% self-confident.
This is more of a battle than a rematch, Jiri Prochazka said. I have to beat Alex Pereira because I'm better than him. Alex, on the other hand, want to continue defending the title like Anderson Silva. Will it be a nuisance if they agree to meet days away? What happened in the first match and afterwards? What will happen during the match? Alex Pereira and Jiri Prochazka faced each other for the first time on November 11th, 2023. Jiri Prochazka became the champion of the light heavyweight division after Alex Pereira's coach, Glova Teixeira, gave up in the final seconds of the 5th round. As we counted down the days to the rematch, the Czech samurai suffered one of the worst injuries in the history of martial arts. The Alex Pereira bout was also set up, with Jamahal taking the belt and then getting injured. Alex Pereira was thinking about moving up to a welterweight. Even when he won the middleweight belt, Israel Adesanya said that he proved himself at middleweight. When he was knocked out in the rematch, he had struggled to lose weight recently. He went up to a higher welterweight to light heavyweight. Alex beat Jan Blachowicz in a discreet and controversial decision at light heavyweight, and he knew that his next opponent was Jiri Prochazka. At the end of 2023, when both men were offered, they accepted it directly. The first match is very important for us because this match did not take place years ago. Jiri had only fought with 3 people in the UFC before the first match: Volkan Ozdemir, Dominic Reyes, and Glova Teixeira. When we watched all 3 fighters, all 3 of them were not fighters who used their kicks a lot. Volkan Ozdemir was kicking, but because he took it out by stepping, Jiri Prochazka understood, and the kicks could escape. Before the first match, Alex had never met someone who kicked like Pereira because of his stance, which put a lot of pressure on his front leg. He hurt a lot from low kicks. In the first match he met Alex. Jiri Prochazka, he's a mobile fighter. If you want to limit his mobility, you have to kick him in the leg, hurt him. When he changes guard, he can't fight comfortably. Alex Pereira doesn't step forward when he's kicking. He kicks very hard from where he is, which is very interesting. This guy even takes the spinning kick out by spinning where he is. On the first low kick he cut off Jiri Prochazka's place. Alex did best in the first match was his low kicks, while Jiri Prochazka messed up the game. He showed a takedown and punched. He made Alex back down. Alex can get punched when Pereira steps back. He messed up the game well. Jiri Prochazka pushed his opponent towards the wires. He caught his neck while trying to get him on the ground. Meanwhile, Alexei was also caught with a guillotine while pushing the wires. He was caught with a guillotine and he couldn't get himself out of there once again, which allowed him to get knocked out in the 2nd round. The guillotine was not very tight. Because of this, Jiri Prochazka took Alex Pereira off the ground and started to control him. Although he tried to control him on the ground for a while, Alex Pereira was able to get off the ground. When the first 5 minutes were over, there was a Jiri Prochazka who tried a lot of things but literally couldn't hurt his opponent. Alex's breath was good. He didn't take much damage on the ground. Compared to him, Jiri had a damaged left leg. Alex Pereira says about the 2nd round, "I knew he was going to be more aggressive in the 2nd round. I was going to give him that aggressiveness and catch him." What they said in the match was completely true. In the 2nd round, Jiri Prochazka, who pushed Alex to the wires, was open while attacking, gave up his right first, then the deadly left and knockout with the elbows. After UFC 295, the 2 men faced off against different fighters at UFC 300. Jiri Prochazka faced Alexander Rakic, who was a very good striker. Rakic read his opponent's match with Alex Pereira perfectly. His low kicks hurt Jiri Prochazka again, which is somewhat predictable. Despite this, Jiri Prochazka kicked very hard and became unable to step. Jiri is an amazing guy. He throws his head at the punch, even if it hurts, he continues, even if he bleeds. He does not stop fighting. And the reason why he is loved is because he is completely a fighter. In the second round, he wonderfully caught Alexander Rakic and knocked him out. But the difference between Alex Pereira and Alexander Rakic was the focus of Jiri Prochazka. Because of this, Alexander knocked out Rakic. In his match with Alex Pereira, it was not clear. Something was going on. He couldn't get a result. In the Rakic match, there was a sharper, clearer Jiri Prochazka. The two men who recently conceded a match had a match in the best event of 2024 2 months ago. Jiri Prochazka is not a man to take a break from training. He continued training after UFC 300. Of course, although he did not work as if he was in a match camp, he trained constantly. Alex Pereira was giving a seminar in Australia. Although he says, "I'm ready, I was training," it is not very convincing that he would train in another country. In 7 months, neither man can change anything. My friend Jiri Prochazka will appear before Poatan with the same stance, but this time his hands may be up. In a sparring where they simulated the match, we saw Jiri Prochazka with his fists up in Garda, and his opponent in training was also imitating Alex Pereira very well. First of all, because of Jiri Prochazka's stance, his head and left leg are always in front, and Glover Teixeira has caught him before. He is very open to low kicks. While watching those kicks from Alex, let me be frank, it hurts. It was not clear in the first match. The biggest feature of Alex Pereira is that he is fully focused and always on the target, which is what Jiri Prochazka himself said. He talked about Alex's focus in the interviews he gave before the match. Poatan's looks before the match. The show is not for the interior. The moment he enters the cage in the face of the hunt of the hunter, he only sees his opponent. He doesn't care what the fans say because he doesn't speak English. So, he only has his eye on the goal in the Jamahal Hill match. Herpin wanted to intervene. He didn't look at the referee for a second. He pushed it away with his right hand and finished it off instantly. I understand Jiri. Alex is not a man who can be easily deciphered, although it seems like it. His two hands are always in front of him, like two walls. He stands very upright. When there is a big man behind his head, it is not easy to catch his chin. He has only been beaten once in the UFC. He is also style. He is easy against the bender Israel Adesanya. He faced this guy 4 times, and the 4th beat him with his trap. He put out a great counter. He knocked out Alex Pereira, who was giving a deficit. Jiri Prochazka can beat Alex Pereira, my friends. Has such an experience. Alex has a deficit when attacking. He has trouble when he steps back. Jiri Prochazka is clear. The only way to beat this guy is to knock him out. Knock him out or make him give up. To dodge such an elite striker for 25 minutes. Punch. It is impossible not to eat. If he comes out left and meets you, he will be knocked out. You will not remember what he experienced. Let's get to the analysis of the match. Of course, Alex Pereira was the favorite in the first leg as well. He said there was nothing to change him. He could just improve his takedown defense a bit. The match started calmly, with Alex hurting Jiri with low kicks. Jiri was changing guard, but he couldn't get rid of Alex's low kicks. Jiri was constantly trying to mislead Alex in order to make a takedown. He hugged her and pushed her back to the wires. In doing so, he took a lot of blows to his torso. Alex was in good condition and didn't take many hits. He broke free of the wires and began to go over the Jiri. He was aiming to finish off his opponent with high kicks. In the last second of the first round, Alex caught Jiri Prochazka with a left hook. If the gong hadn't sounded, Jiri might not have survived the first round. At the beginning of the second round, Alex kicked high with the momentum he had and caught Jiri Prochazka very hard. He climbed on top of him and punched him, and the referee ended the match with a knockout decision. Once again, Poatan proved his strength, experience, and talents to everyone. Thank you for watching this far for today. That's it from me. If you still don't subscribe to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, express your opinions in the comments, and like the video as well. Take care of yourself, stay healthy.